All right, today we are doing a lesson on special right triangles. So make sure you pay close attention to these. These first two are going to be like your rules that you need to make sure you pay close attention to and you refer back to anytime you are working on any of these practice problems because they will be your guide to help you do well on this. So what you want to see is that you have two different types of special right triangles. The first one is called a 45, 45, 90. It is missing its little degree mark right here. And it has two sides that are congruent. It's an isosceles triangle, and that is because those two base angles are congruent. So it's called a 45, 45, 90 because these two angles are 45, and it always has that right angle in it. Because it's called special right triangles, they all are going to have that right angle in them. But just like when we talked about isosceles triangles, if the base angles are equal, the sides are equal. So we're going to call these A. And if both of those are A and it's a 45, 45, 90, then that means the side across from the right angle, the hypotenuse, is A root 2. Similarly, looking at a 30, 60, 90, which is the other type of special right triangle, you're going to have two very distinctive sides. You're going to see that one side is shorter. That is going to be the side across from the 30-degree angle. And the other side is longer, and that is going to be the side across from the 60-degree angle. So the side across from the 30-degree angle is going to be known as A. We're going to call that one A, just like we did on the other one. Then the hypotenuse, the side across from the 90-degree angle, is going to be 2 times A. So whatever A is, the hypotenuse is double it, times 2. And then this other side across from the 60-degree angle is going to be A root 3. So whatever that A value was, it goes in front, and then it has the root 3 or the radical with the 3 inside of it to show that that's what that side is. All right, we're going to use this to work through some problems. It is one of those things that you're going to have to keep referring back to these, so make sure that you have them and you use them. All right, looking at this first one, you'll see that it's a 30, 60, 90, and we know that because we have this angle that's already labeled 60. So this is a 30, 60, 90. We have the 90-degree angle labeled, so we're also going to label the 30-degree angle just so that we have it in there so we know what's going on. So remember, with a 30, 60, 90, the side across from the 30 is the A. The side across from the right angle is the 2A, and the side across from the 60 is the A root 3. And I know you're going, Ms. Moore, you just wrote a whole bunch of variables in there, and we already had some variables. You'll see why here in a minute. So you want to look around and see which side is actually given to you. Well, the top is X, the right side is Y, and the bottom is 16. Well, 16 is an actual number, so we can work with that. So if you notice right here, this is an actual equation. So we're going to solve that. 16 equals 2A, divide by 2 on both sides. So A equals 8. Okay, well, now we know that A equals 8, but remember our goal here is to solve for X and Y. So, but we know that A equals 8, so we are getting somewhere. So if A equals 8, well, look, right here, we have that Y equals A. So if Y equals A, we can say that Y also equals 8 because A is 8. So Y equals 8. All right, well, now we need to use that A and also take that value and plug it in here for X. So X is going to equal 8 root 3. And there's nothing else we can do with it. That is it. That is our answer. These are the two answers that we wanted. We wanted to solve for X and solve for Y, and we did. And I know the answers look a little different than what you're used to, but it's okay to leave them in a radical. It's a simplified radical. That's perfectly fine. All right, looking at number 2, this one is going to be a 45, 45, 90. As I write 44. 45, 45, 90. So we have 45 at the bottom and 45 at the top. Remember, that means that both of these sides are going to equal A. And then the side across from the right angle is going to be A root 2. Yet again, we look around and see which one gives us an actual number rather than just X and Y. And we see that it's again on the bottom. So we have that A is 10. I know that A equals 10. Okay, cool. Well, now we need to take that 10 and plug it in everywhere we see an A. So if you do that, you'll notice that x is also equal to 10 because it's an equilateral triangle with those base angles equal. Those sides are going to be equal. But we also had to plug in the 10 for the y. So y is going to equal 10 root 2. And I know you're going, Ms. Moore, you said this was going to be difficult. This isn't difficult. Yeah, you know there's always next level stuff with me. All right, let's go to the next ones. All right, very first step here is to identify which type of triangle we have. So on number 3, this is going to be a 45, 45, 90. And you don't have to write this on each of them. I'm just writing it to help you. So you know which one we're looking at, which rule we're looking at. If I was doing this in the classroom, those rules would be written in the middle of the board, and then these problems would be done on the outside so we can keep referring back to those rules. So I hope you keep that paper in front of you and keep referring back to those rules. So it's a 45, 45, 90, which means the sides across from the 45s are A, and the side across from the right angle is A equals A root 2. So we already have that A is 14. It's the only number we have. So A is 14. We're going to take that and plug it in. Oops, drew my hair a little terribly. Plug it in. So then when we do that, we get that X is also equal to 14 and Y is equal to 14 root 2. All right, looking at number 4, you'll see that you have a 30, 60, 90 because you're given this angle of 30. So that means this top angle is 60. All right, so let's look. We have the one across from the 30 is always A. The one across from the right angle is always 2A. And the one across from the 60 is A root 3. All right, we want to look and see which one is the one that we have a number for. And if you notice, the only one that we have a number for this time to solve is on the bottom. So that becomes a little bit more troublesome because you have that root 3. But don't worry, you can do it. So remember, our goal is to get A by itself because we've got to solve for A. So the thing in the way of that is that root 3. So we actually just want to divide by square root of 3 on both sides. Started to write a square root and a square root. Yikes. So they cancel out. So then A equals 6. So then we want to take that 6 and plug it in for the A's that we have. So Y is going to equal 6. But then X, it's got to be 2 times A. So X equals 2 times A. So X equals 2 times 6. So X equals 12. Those are my two values. All right, looking at these triangles, we have a 30, 60, 90 for number 5. Because we have the 60-degree angle on the bottom, which means there's a 30-degree angle on the top. Across from the 30 is going to be A. Across from the 90 is 2A. Oof, that was terrible writing. 2A. And across from the 60 is going to be A root 3. All right, so you want to look and see which one is the one we have? Well, we have this one over here, 10 equals 2A. So you want to solve that, divide by 2 on both sides. So A is 5. Now we need to take that 5 and plug it in everywhere we see an A. So Y is going to equal 5, and X is going to equal 5 root 3. All right, looking at number 6, it's going to be a 45, 45, 90, and all the angles are actually written into already for you, which is nice. So the ones across from the 45s are going to be the A's. And the one across from the 90 is A root 2. So we know that A is 3. It's written right here. So A equals 3. So then we need to take that 3. Let me throw it on a different color. And plug it in. So then X equals 3 and Y equals 3 root 2. All right, here you'll notice that we have just two sides that are marked congruent on number 7. So this is going to be a 45, 45, 90 because you have those two congruent sides, which means that you're going to have two congruent angles. So if you do 90 divided by 2, you get the 45-degree angles here. And then those are each equal to A. And the side across from the right angle is A root 2. And that's the only one you notice that we have a number on right here. So I'm going to rewrite it. 5 root 2 equals a root 2. And remember, we got to get a by itself. Divide by square root of 2 on both sides. They cancel out. So a equals 5. So now we can plug that in. So x equals 5 and y equals 5. All right, looking at number 8. This is going to be a 30, 60, 90. And we have the 30 on the top, on the bottom. So then the 60 is on the top. So then across from the 30 is A. Across from the 90 is 2A. And across from the 60 is A root 3. So we already know that A is 14 by what's already written and given to us. So we can take that, A equals 14, that 14, and plug it in the other places I see A. So y equals 14 root 3. And x equals 2 times 14, so x equals 28. Hopefully you're finding these relatively easy. I am going to encourage you to pause the video and try 9 and 10 on your own and then play, and I will explain them, but that way you can get a little bit of practice on it and then check and see how you do with my explanations. All right, hopefully you paused it and tried this a little bit on your own. You'll realize this first one is a 30, 60, 90. I know this is a little confusing because it does say A and B, and we've been using A. So if you want to write over them and write them as X and Y, you can easily do that. So this one is going to be A, the one across from the 30-degree angle. Across from the 90 is 2A. And across from the 60 is a root 3. All right, so the one that we have is the one on the bottom here. We have 3 equals 2a. So if you solve, divide by 2. So a equals 1.5. You can write it as decimal or you can write it as fraction, however you want to do. Then we need to plug that in. So we're going to plug it in here and in here. So we have that y equals 1.5 and x is going to equal 1.5 root 3. You really won't see a lot of this with the decimals like that. There won't be a lot with fractions. I do try to avoid those. All right, this next one is a 45, 45, 90. The only angle not labeled is the top. So these both across from here are going to be A. And then across from the 90 is A root 2. So what we need to do is solve this. So we have 3 root 2 equals A root 2. Divide by root 2 on both sides. So 3 equals A. So then we take that 3, plug it in. And I know you're thinking to yourself, Miss Moore, this really is not that hard. This is going to build a good base skill if you can do these and recognize these for what we're going to do on Thursday in class, because we are going to get into some that are going to be a little bit more difficult. All right, so there are 2 more left, 11 and 12. Please try those and then hit play on the video, and then we will go from there. All right, looking at the last 2, hopefully you tried these. First one is a 30, 60, 90, and the side across from the 30 is A. The side across from the 90 is 2A, and the side across from the 60 is A root 3. All right, so we have the A equals 2, so we can go ahead and plug that in for U. So U equals 2 times 2, so U equals 4. And same thing for V. V equals 2 root 3. All right, looking at number 12, it is also a 30, 60, 90. This bottom angle is going to be 30. And what we have already, or what we need to label, so we have A is across from the 30. 2A is across from Y. And A root 3 is across from 60. All right, so then we got to solve. We divide by the square root of 3 on both sides. So we get that A equals 9. Oof, that looks like 2 A's. A equals 9, so then plug that in. So X equals 9. And Y equals 2 times 9, which is 18. All right, go ahead and make sure that you try a little bit of your delta math. I will say that some of them are going to be a little bit tougher because they're going to be what we're going to do tomorrow, but go ahead and try some of them. see how you do on them, and then make sure you come into class ready to learn on Thursday and improve on this, and make sure you have those triangles in front of you because you will need them. All right. Have a good day, guys.